Ready?
Hey, what it do? What it do? Street Fame Magazine podcast. Y'all chilling here with AA Ron and
Rapunzel the poet.
well, we back with another episode. This episode gonna be about a few different topics. About what's going on, the current events, current situations. First thing, the biggest thing we're gonna talk about first is the coronavirus.
Yes.
Um, how you feel? Like, what you feel about it?
I feel like has it disappeared?
No, I feel like Trump. I'm gonna say Trump. Some people might not like me for what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say we got an irresponsible president who don't take the situation serious, who cares more about money than people's lives.
I think so too.
So what's happening is, they decided to open up the economy, and they was talking about phase two and everything of the coronavirus. But what he went on the TV and said that he said a couple things. He said that the reason why you have so many cases is because they keep testing. So he said that if you stop testing, then you stop having cases. That's just it. That's what he said. Okay. What you think about that?
I think that the cases are going up because people are being tested. I think that the cases are going up also because of Memorial Day, and there wasn't any type of precautionary measures for Memorial Day. Why are we social distancing every other day but the weekend of Memorial Day?
I feel like Memorial Day is just the tip of the iceberg, though, because when I go to certain Walmarts or certain stores on certain sides of town, you see a lot of people wearing masks. And then you go on the other side of town and nobody got nothing on. People standing all up on you, breathing on your neck. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like the problem is when the president decided he didn't want to wear a mask, he made it seem like it was okay. He said it was a very low chance of you catching the coronavirus at this point is what he said. He also said when the weather gets hotter that it would go away. It would just poof and be gone. We already into June and the numbers keep going up. Now we live here in Florida and we up to 2,000 cases a day, which before the first shutdown, we was only at like 1,000, give or take, barely at 1,000. And during the shutdown in Florida, we was at, like I said, under 1,000. Then we went from under 1,000 to 1,000. So 1,000, 1,500, 1,600, that was record breaking. Now just the other day was at 2,500 cases in one day. So now we're number 2 in the country for new cases.
It's crazy. I think that if we had as a country been united like we're supposed to be, and if the country would have stayed home for 2 weeks all together, then or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or however long it would have taken, then we could have prevented having to possibly, right now it seems like we're going to be under another lockdown in a couple weeks.
Well, I mean, with that being said, I do know that a lot has happened, with the whole protesting. George Floyd got killed by the police, just in case y'all didn't catch our last podcast. But to sum it up, he got killed. People took to the streets to express, their feelings and talk about inequalities and how, Black Lives Matter. And, of course, you got people that like to say all lives matter. How do you feel about that? Can you break down what we mean when we say Black Lives Matter compared to why we don't say all lives matter? Can you break it down for
Black Lives Matter because Black lives are under attack.
Gotcha.
So just like if there's any other, just like if I was a domestic violence victim, you wouldn't save my neighbor, you would try to save me because I'm being victimized. Just like any other type of victimization, you don't, when someone's being victimized, you don't say, okay, well, what about me, just in case.
Gotcha.
You always want to show your empathy for the person who's currently being victimized, and that is Black people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whether you are Black or you just look Black, the tone of your skin is causing the police to treat you differently than any other race.
Gotcha.
And that's what it is.
Well, I mean, I wanna clarify it just a little bit from people who don't understand it, just from my standpoint. All lives do matter. We all know that. That's just everybody.
But all lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter.
No. What I'm gonna say is that all lives matter. We all know that. Everybody's a person, but life matter. But like you said, we're not talking about everybody right now. We're talking about who's being mistreated, which makes it about Black lives because the black people are the ones who are being mistreated.
Right.
So if everybody's being mistreated, then we will be out there saying everybody life matter. But because we're the ones who are being victimized, that's why we're saying Black Lives Matter. We're not just saying it because only Black Lives Matter. We never said only Black Lives. We're saying Black Lives Matter because right now in this country and around the world, we're the ones who are being mistreated.
We're the ones being mistreated, and we've always been the ones being mistreated, not just in the United States, but around the world.
Gotcha.
We've always been the ones who have been looked at as second-class citizens, no matter where we are in this world. It's the George Floyd case brought a lot of light and brought a lot of attention to it for other people.
Gotcha.
But we know how we felt the whole time. We've been being killed in the streets for years now. We've been brutalized. I was born in 1985, and around that time is when the Rodney King thing happened. So we've been knowing that the police have not been treating us right.
Well, even before that, but yeah,
and
way
citizens,
back to the 60s,
right? And citizens have not been treating us right just because the color of our skin. We have feelings too, and that's why Black Lives Matter is so important.
Well, that's why happy birthday Tupac. Today is Tupac's birthday, June 1671.
Yeah.
Just in case y'all didn't know. A lot of his music, he talked about police brutality. He talked about injustices, being that his mother was a Black Panther.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of his music was influenced by that, by the upbringing. He talks a lot about things that are still happening. You know, he talk about, killing each other too. He talk about the only way that we could be extinct is if we kill each other. That's what he talked about. So, being that it's his birthday, happy birthday Tupac. Make sure y'all check out his music. We was going to play a song, but we got to keep it short today because, we got a lot of other things we want to talk about, we got another person that was killed that she just brought it that we didn't get a chance to talk about last time, Brianna Taylor.
Yes.
Go ahead and speak on that.
Breonna Taylor's death was horrific. It was something that was unexpected. It was something that was undeserved. It was something that there was no cause or need for, because when the police came to Breonna Taylor's house, they didn't even know whose house they were at. And for them to do something like that, as egregious as shoot in a apartment without knowing exactly where they were, exactly who was shooting, and didn't know if kids were in the apartment, didn't know if elderly people were in the apartment, but that doesn't matter because Breonna's life was important. It mattered just as if a child was in the apartment. I got you. So the problem with that situation is that no officers have been charged. No one has come. They have the nerve to allow a law to be passed based on not doing no knock warrants, but where's the convictions or even the charges for the officers who were involved and didn't know what the hell they were doing? If I'm doing any job and I go to the wrong place, if I'm a UPS driver and I drop the package off at the wrong location, I'm held responsible. So why are these officers not being held responsible? That's the question.
Well, there's another situation happened, and it just happened in Atlanta. The guy was sleeping in his car. He fell asleep at the drive-through window. Yeah. And they called the police on him. And that's something that I talked about on the last thing. Why are you calling the police on him when we talked about with George Floyd? Why even call the police? Why couldn't they go try to wait to do the tell them to move?
And that's why that Wendy's is no longer in operation.
Yeah, so
because the person at Wendy's called the police.
You remember me going back to what I was saying last time we had this conversation about why are the police being called so much on Black people? Like, even by Black people, we need to do better. Like, they could have.
Was it a Black person?
It was a Black person, unfortunately. It sounded like a Black person. I didn't see the person, but the voice sounded like a Black person. I believe that they should have tried, instead of calling police, maybe try to tell her, hey, wake up. Wait, they got to tell her, hey, you got to move. Something. That's my opinion. But, it happened, and that was that. So now what happened, the cop come in. He had a little tussle with him when they tried to arrest him. First, they was talking to him. Then they tried to arrest him. But, he wouldn't go for it. He resisted, which I understand resisting is wrong. I understand that running from the police is wrong. But it don't give you no right to kill him. He from what I saw in the video, with just my own observation, I watched it a couple times. When he scuffled with him, he took the taser from him. Because they was trying to tase him. That's just, defense. If you try to do something to me, you hit me come at me with a bat, I'm gonna try to snatch it.
This is a different time in America. we are not accepting what has been done to us in the past. As Rayshard Brooks has shown y'all, we are going to fight back. If the George Floyd incident wouldn't happen, if the Brianna Taylor incident wouldn't happen, do you think that he would have fought back? I'm not sure. I just know that
fed up. We fed up.
He's fed up.
I understand that, and like I said, he was in the wrong technically to fight back.
He wasn't in the wrong. I don't think
technically.
In any position.
I'm gonna say technically, like, you know, because you know, if the police, if you got a DUI, you know you breaking the law, then it's their job to lock you up. However, my opinion is no giving a right to. This the problem. I watch multiple videos, right? And they come with at us like this, hand on the gun already, ready to make a move.
Yes.
And we see people of our, you know, color keep getting killed.
Yes.
So it makes us automatically either fight or flight, right?
Yes. Which
means that's what you're saying. We're gonna get kind of aggressive because why you got your hand on your gun already? I just watched a video today. Dude was talking to him, and they always come with their hand ready on the gun.
They always do.
But when you see them pull other people over, they come up and they get out the car. They talking to them. It's like as soon as we go to move any direction, they like this. They ready. Get back in the car. Put your hands down. You know.
The reason why they took cops off the air, because there are a lot of incidences where you see white people being pulled over in cops. They're drunk. They're inebriated. They're on crack. They're on meth. They're acting crazy. They're not. You can't understand what they're saying. However, the incident ends with them being arrested and them not being apprehended. Or them being apprehended and not being killed. You see what I'm saying? So,
I mean, that's I've seen it multiple times. So I want to say, you know, me personally, you know, if you're gonna protest, count me in. But you know, I'm not gonna break into nobody's stuff and burn nothing down. But I'll be out there with y'all if it come down to it. But I'm gonna have my mask on.
Yeah, you gotta be safe because coronavirus is going up, and it's not going up necessarily because of protesting. It's going up because people are not within 6 feet of distance.
I got you.
So no matter what, the guard system has went down with coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? We don't have our guards up. So whatever we do, it's causing more coronavirus because we don't have the same guard up as we did a month ago.
Got it. All right, y'all heard it.